Go on, clear out of it, you lot. Go on. See you later. yeah. See you later, boys and girls. Hello there. Welcome to the first episode of the Rhyno. Now, you're probably wondering, who is the Rhyno? Well, actually, no, you're probably not wondering that. You know exactly who I am. And if you don't know who I am, then you've obviously been living under some kind of rock for the past, couple of years. I want to know where you've got that rock, because I want to hide away from the in-laws. Nah, just a joke. I don't actually have a girlfriend, so I don't have any in-laws. So that's good. That's good. So if you don't know who I am, how can I describe myself for you in a couple of words? Probably vegetarian and respected. I'm a respected vegetarian rhino. Why am I vegetarian? Really good point. Really good question. I'm vegetarian because I don't believe that you should eat anything that could potentially eat you back, if that makes sense. So, right, okay, let me explain this. Say there's a chicken, right? A one-on-one fight with a chicken. You'd probably be expecting me to be able to win that sort of fight. And let me tell you that chickens are not as easy as you think to win in a one-on-one combat. They peck, they scratch, they can draw blood. They're really dangerous little things. And you'd expect me to beat a chicken one-on-one fight. Well, look, I did beat a chicken in a one-on-one fight. I absolutely kicked the shit out of that guy. But if there was like 10 or 11 of these chickens, I'm not convinced that I could win. Now, imagine if 10 chickens came into my flat and they found out that I had been eating their friends and family. I'd be a dead man. We would probably all be dead men if animals could talk. And women. All of us dead. So you just got to be careful. And the way technology's going at the moment, they're going to be able to speak soon. How do you explain that? How do you explain to an animal that you've been eating their friends and family? It's scary. It's scary. I hope the point I'm trying to make has come across there. It's just karma. It's just karma. Going for a cheeky KFC is not worth it. Don't eat the meat. That's why I don't. Because I don't want to die. Also, I've got like a weird IBS thing where I eat meat and it just gives me the absolute runs. It really makes me shit. So that's another reason why I'm veggie as well. Stomach issues. But hey, having stomach problems is in at the moment. People don't care anymore if you've got stomach problems. If anything, they respect it. That's what I heard. That's it's in my Tinder bio. Stomach problems. Anyway, let's move on from vegetarian. I can talk more about that another time if you want. Respected. That's it. Why is the Rhyno so respected? I don't know. I'm just a great guy. I'm just a really fun person to be around. Quick-witted, just great banter. I'm very well known. When I enter a room, people know that the Rhyno has entered the room, and not just because I've entered it going, "Yo, Rhyno's here." It's just the sort of presence that I give off as well. I turn heads. So why am I doing a podcast? Good question, Rhyno. I'm doing a podcast because primarily I'm an actor. Even now, I would say that I'm an actor. And I'm getting a bit sick and tired of this thing called networking. Now, for anyone that doesn't know what networking is, it's basically where a bunch of creative individuals all get together, and try and worm out a job from one another. It's quite desperate, to be honest, and I just don't like it. I went to one a few weeks ago, and I was chatting to this guy for about 45 minutes, and it turned out that he was just a music composer. What's he going to do for me? I don't need this big score. I'm an actor, you know? What good is it me chatting to this music composer? Waste of my time, and probably a waste of his. Well, not a complete waste of his, because I told him a really good story about this time I threw this watermelon from my balcony, and it landed on the floor. But it didn't just land on the floor, some of it ricocheted onto someone sunbathing down below. Now, yeah, I was quite lucky that the watermelon didn't hit the woman, and it just hit, a dog next to her. But we'll save that for another time. I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, that was it, networking. So I don't want to have to go and speak to loads of people all the time. I've simply not got time for it. I'm too busy, with working full-time jobs and doing this, and, being a successful actor on the side. So if I make a podcast, say everything I want to say some life stories, some opinions, then it's all on one platform. It's all going to be on YouTube, or it's all going to be on Spotify. So if you want to think, I want to network with the Rhyno, just go on YouTube. It's all there. We don't need to meet in person. We don't need to shake hands and ask each other how each other's days was. I don't need to speak to you. I don't need to hear your music composing rubbish, I'm sure you're very talented, but it's nothing to do with me. Don't waste my time. Let me waste yours. And I have got lots to say, because I have worked lots of jobs. Granted, I've been fired from a lot of jobs. I was fired from a job yesterday. I have been working as a gym instructor for the past 2 weeks. But the thing is that I didn't really know what I was doing. Because it's easy to be a gym instructor. All you have to do is actually, it's easy to get any job. All you have to do is lie on your CV. I do it all the time. That's how I got my job as the gym instructor. And I learned some valuable lessons as a gym instructor. I had this one client who was the reason I was fired, but he was really struggling to commit to workouts. So what I did is I put him on the running machine, and I've had these handcuffs that I've owned for ages. I was going to use them for there's many things you can do with handcuffs, I bought them for a specific reason, but we're not together anymore, so I've just had these handcuffs, and I brought them in, and I thought this will help him commit. So I attached him to a running machine, and then just turned the running machine on, and just let him go. Just left him running, and I went to Nando's because I was hungry. And the thing is, when I got back, there was paramedics there, there were firemen there, my boss was there, who was quite annoyed with me, let me tell you that. Because it turns out that people that go to the gym, everyone's at like a different level. So there are some people that can run for miles and miles for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And there are some that just can't. So this guy couldn't. So when I got there and all these paramedics and firemen was there, I thought it was an overreaction. But this guy, I nearly killed the guy. He's fine now though. But my handcuffs aren't, because when I was in Nando's, I lost the bloody key to them. So they had to just snap them right off. And I did try and get my money back for them, but the firemen weren't having it. That's a shame, because they were a really good pair. But do you know what? I probably wasn't going to use them anyway. Why are you doing a podcast by yourself? Well, let me tell... Sorry, it's just my agent. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I'm all good for the shoot tomorrow. Yeah. I've got my bag. Yeah, I was thinking, do I really need to bring an outfit? It's just I've already packed my A game, so... Yeah, no, I'll bring a tie. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Alright, cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Just doing a shoot tomorrow. Playing a detective. My agent wants me to bring a tie. Didn't say which colour, so I'll probably just bring... well, I've only got a black tie, so I'll just bring that. Right then. Where were we? Oh, yes! Why am I doing a podcast by myself? Look at other podcasts that are out there at the moment, right? What do you notice? That's right. There's 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 of them. Sometimes people have mics and they're not even on the cameras. They're just behind back, producing it. But they've also got a mic. And what do you notice about my podcast? It's just me, mate. It's personal. It's one-on-one. It's an immersive experience. Because no one really wants to listen to guests and things like that. So I'm not going to have guests in my podcast. Because then you'll just be listening to what they say instead of me, So, for example, if I had a guest on this podcast, the camera would be cutting between them and me. Because I like to record my podcasts so people can see things visually. I think it's good to have a visual element to a podcast, especially if you're deaf. So I can't be cutting in between these two people because I'm going to have to edit it. So I'm going to have to spend half of my time editing someone else. And does anyone really care what the other person has to say? The guests? No one's tuning in to listen to the guests. Their name isn't on the title. If anything, it's going to be just disappointment because there are some weeks people might tune in and be like, oh, who's the guest this week? Oh, I don't like them. But I do like the host. If I had guests, they'd be like, oh, I love the Rhyno. He's so good. He's so funny and interesting. Oh, but who's that guest on with him? God, he's boring or nowhere near as interesting. So there's no point having guests. It just takes away the fun and steals my fun. Well, it doesn't steal my thunder. I create my own thunder all the time, so there's nothing to be stolen. Fuck guests, And I did text friends and asked if they wanted to do this podcast, and they all replied to the same thing, which was they either didn't reply at all, or they just said, oh, no, sorry, mate, I'm busy, which is rubbish, because why would you not want to become a millionaire? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe it's creative differences, which I respect, to be fair, because I have got... My opinions can be quite controversial, and I've got a lot of interesting stories to tell. You will hear them in future episodes. But my opinions are crazy, Why? Some people don't like it when you put pineapple on pizza, but I think, hey, get your pizza off my pineapple. I mean, I love pineapple and pizza. In fact, I love them together. I don't know what... Do you know what I mean? Bollocks. I'm going to have to change the battery. Let's talk about my relationships with people. Friends and family. Friends, yeah, I've got bloody thousands of friends, mate. The problem I have is that they're all over the world. So trying to find time to meet up is a real pain. I often phone my friends asking if they want to hang out, but all they do is hang up, which can be a bit annoying. But they're busy, you know, they've all got lives going on, don't we all? Family, yeah, my family are pretty great. I've got a mum who respects me, she loves me, and she thinks that I am God's gift, you know, and I don't blame her. She's not wrong. There's a lot that I've given my family. You know, by that I mean I've given them pure laughter. I've given them so many happy memories. Bless them. My mum, she's a wizard hairdresser. Say you've got loads of hair, she can cut that down right to completely bald if you want. That is the range she can do. Loads of hair to no hair. If it's got hair, she can cut it. My dad, you know, he's a bit more stern. He's a bit of a joker, but he learned many years ago, probably when I was about 1 or 2, that there is only room for one top dog in this family, and I've claimed it. I bet that was a bit rough for him. But seriously though, his jokes are terrible. They're just shit. The amount of times I've listened to his jokes, not laughed, written them down, repeated them myself. People haven't laughed. They never laugh. So, what does that tell you? Dad's a shit at jokes. My brother, yeah, he's alright. He's doing quite well for himself. He's a playwright, director. Does a lot of plays in the West End. Which, you know, is good if that's what you want to do, if playwriting is the thing you're into. But the truth is that anyone can be a playwright. It's not hard. You're sat down for most of it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like me when you're on a podcast doing this, constantly on my toes, like mentally, trying to come up with quick-witted things to say, and making sure that I'm telling the right stories. I don't want to tell one of my boring stories. You want to tell your interesting ones. So it's not hard to be a playwright or writer in general. Yeah, he's successful, and it's kind of annoying because I've, as an actor, you probably think, oh, got a bit of an in there, but no, he doesn't want me to be in any of his plays, and it's a bit annoying because I'd love to be on the West End. I am born for it, but I'm just not ready for it yet, he said. Which, I think when he grows up a bit, he'll realise, yeah, I need to get Rhyno in. That'll bring in numbers. For Christmas this year, I have asked if he would write me a play specifically with me in mind. So, we'll see what Santa brings. God, that'd be good. That's all your weekly dosage of the Rhyno. Make sure you like, subscribe, please. God, please. And comment as well. I'm going to try not read the comments for the first few weeks because I'm not going to be able to take all the compliments. It'll just feed my ego too much. So do me a favour, just put abusive things in there. Actually, no, don't put abusive things in there. You post what you thought about all of this, alright? What's going through your brains right now? Quick, type. Alright. Rhyno! Woo!